I'm Jen Houston, and welcome to Shut Your Cake Hole, where we talk about cakes, cakes, and cakes. Why make a jack-in-the-box when you can make a creepy as hell, scream-in-the-box caramel apple cake? This was another days-long process, so let's go back and recap how I got to this point right now.
Let's do this. You're like, what the hell is all this? I'll show you.
I'm gonna connect this flange onto my 14-inch square cake board, which will be the base for the whole works. The box, the spring section, the shoulders, the arms, and the neck and the head. And once I get everything into place, I'm gonna cover everything in aluminum foil tape to make it food safe. And once I've done that, I begin creating the hands and the fingers out of some medium gauge armature wire. Now, on a completely separate workboard, I've got my PVC set up the same way, and I've molded a solid white chocolate skull. I'm gonna drill a hole. Oh, and look, my hubby gave me a bouquet of flowers. Nope, they're hot peppers, because I'm so spicy. I've got my hole drilled, and I just fill it with some melted chocolate and gently push and...
Oh, you fucker!
Oh, crap.
Let's try that again.
I mended my skull, and I'll be more gentle this time. And voila.
All right, so I have baked 4 caramel apple cakes. And this is just straight up vanilla buttercream. I'm gonna slowly build up around this post. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could smell this warm, buttery. There's a few different ways to make caramel. A real purist will tell you it's just sugar, cream, and butter, and vanilla. But for stability purposes, I added the Devil's Own corn syrup. And repeat. When I was a kid and we would be trick-or-treating, we were never allowed to take a caramel apple because creepy dudes would stick razor blades into caramel apples. How macabre is that? The only thing I ever really wanted to be for Halloween, it was either a hobo or a hooker. And my mother let me. Under no circumstances, if I had a child, a girl child, would I let her be either A, a homeless person, or B, a prostitute. All right, so this needs to chill for quite a little while. Now, yesterday I did this white chocolate skull. This particular skull mold is created by Liz Merrick of Sugar Geek Show. And you can get that from her on her site. This one just happens to be the perfect size for what I am doing today. Starting a human-like face on top of a human skull is a really, really great place to start. So I'm just gonna start building up some of his features with modeling chocolate. Modeling chocolate is essentially edible sculpting clay.
If you would like a step-by-step on how to make isomalt eyes, please refer back to the St. Patrick's Day Leprechaun episode.
All right, so this has been chilling in the fridge while I've been sculpting my face. So now it's nice and firm. I can decorate it so it looks like a box.
Listen, people, and listen well.
Believe it or not, I find this the hardest part. I could just sculpt something out of modeling chocolate all day long. But making a freaking box, have some white chocolate ganache. All right. This goes back in. A little chill. Oh God, I forgot I have to make his hat with some regular fondant.
This is all just a dream. Did I really hear a small child scream? It must be the heat.
is edible watercolor.
My head is spinning. It's out of control. It's out of control. It's
Oh, dirty jingle balls.
I must have stumbled down a rabbit hole. Not once for yes, and twice for no. All I really know is that I wanna go.
Get on. Hit it.
Swear I wanna be with all of my heart. Home is where I dreamed I was smart.
I am going to try to make some springs. I'm winging it. I really don't know how this is gonna turn out from here.
Now listen, kiddies, I'm almost done. Outside the window there's a grave for one. I've got blood on my hands and mud on my feet. All I really know is that I'll never.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna let this rest. It needs to dry, it needs to settle, and I will come back tomorrow and finish him up. Alrighty. This is an edible image that I printed on a really cool, shimmery frosting sheet. And if you need to learn more about edible images, you can check out my Dia de los Muertos tutorial from last year. The rest of the box, I think I might do a little Harlequin pattern. I'm gonna do one sleeve at a time. This is getting a white piece of fondant over it like a sateen spring cover. I made some edible fabric. It's just wafer paper, gelatin, and glycerin. And if you would like to know more about edible fabric, you can refer back to my Coney Island video. So when you're making the edible fabric, anything in the world that can be printed can be on an edible image if you have an edible printer. All right, so I'm gonna just start giving all these little details, little edible paint. These guys need just a little accent. This is a little edible ball that we call a dragée. Let's see if I can brush a little edible silver on these plum pieces. This is some fondant that I'm putting through a clay extruder. I should put the floor down. My old dirty floor in the attic. This fondant is ever so slightly essenced with peanut butter. I'm going to add some wood texture to my floor before I airbrush it. This is a creepy old attic where someone has ventured and found this creepy old doll. All right, I'm gonna take this little tool and give him some stitch marks. It's time to transfer the head from my work base onto the actual cake. I think I might try to make his ruff out of wafer paper. Wafer paper sticks to itself in water. All right. I am gonna do some edible airbrushing on this guy. This is starting to look a little aged. It should look like rust, essentially. I have a crank. I made it out of gum paste, so I will just paint it and then jab it into the side and then put some drops of blood coming out of it. Okay, you guys, I think I'm finally gonna stop. So I've shown you how to turn this caramel apple cake into this 3D monstrosity with PVC pipe and modeling chocolate and fondant and nightmares. Hopefully the people who will be cutting into him will find him terrifying. And if you are in the New York City area and you would like something magical yourself, please give me a holler at sugarandbones.com. I do hope that you have sweet dreams after watching this terrifying episode of Shut Your Cake Hole!